everyone, it's Jackye Mumphrey, the Real Maven, and I'm on my way from Midtown back over to Cobb County today. Got to do a couple of running around and working on files today. Just wanted to do a quick little video here while I had a few minutes in the car today about people who are buying homes who are self-employed. If you are a self-employed individual, meaning you work for yourself or otherwise are a 1099 contractor, meaning that you work through a company, but you basically do work for yourself and you're paid, say, a commission. For individuals like that, there's different requirements from different lenders, but typically what you need to do is to have your last 2 years tax returns done. You also need to have your P&L statements ready. You also are going to need some considerable, funds and savings. Since you are self-employed versus being employed, it makes it, you have to do a little bit more paperwork because it's harder to verify the income because you're not working for an employee. So your taxes are key. Now, in talking about your taxes, a lot of people who are self-employed try to take all the amount of deductions that they can clearly take on their business. But say, for instance, you gross $150,000 a year, but you write off $75,000 with the expenses. Well, you're not making $150, you're only making $75 in the eyes of the IRS and the eyes of the lender that you're going to be working with. So that can clearly affect the type of housing you're going to buy. So you're not going to buy a home if you have, say, like I said, you're making $150,000 a year and you're taking deductions at half that. You're not going to be, looking at a $500,000 home at that point because the income there is not sufficient in order to maintain the debt-to-income ratio on the property. And debt-to-income ratio means the amount of income you bring in versus your amount of bills, the percentage that lenders like to see you stay under. So just wanted to do that quick video and let you know that it's really important that if you are self-employed, that you follow the guidelines to the T. I do get people who say, well, I'm putting down 40%, I can buy a home, I'll just get qualified when I buy a house. And that is completely backwards. It's like going to a restaurant knowing you have a credit card but don't even really know what the balance is on your credit card if you've got, credit on your credit card to be able to buy dinner for 10 people or whatnot. You really need to know what you're working with, because even looking at a house, fall in love with it, and you go and have a bid war, then you go get your financing, you don't get the house, you can lose the money you put up depending on how your contract was written. Because as the market picks up, you're going to see that a lot of these people are going to have earnest money now refundable after 10 days or after 7 days, depending on, the transaction. And so if you're not together, or if you get with a crack leg loan company like mom and pop realty or mom and pop loan company, mortgage company that doesn't really do but 4 or 5 loans every couple of months, you get with them and you're putting up a lot of money, a lot of earnest money, and with you not having to do your due diligence beforehand, you could put yourself in a very precarious situation when it comes to, breaking your contract and losing your shirt off of it. A lot of people think that, well, I make X amount of money and I know I have good credit and I know this, that, and the third. You need to make sure that you're truly financed before your foot hits the pedal to drive down the road to walk into these homes to try to buy. Case in point, I had a lady call me a few weeks ago. She's selling her house in Alabama. She's going to be paying cash. She was looking to be around $200,000, and I said, well, you need to show that you have the ability to be able to pay cash in order to go out and look at houses, because it doesn't make any sense for you to take a 3.5-hour drive to Atlanta with your friends and a few dogs to look at homes if you are not in a position to show that you have the income. Because if you do buy the house or do end up wanting to buy a house and you don't have the money to buy it because we find out that you still have a home to sell for you to get cash, that's not going to put you in a good situation. Sell the home or otherwise come up with the cash that you need to buy cash, because typically you're going to be looking at doing about $1,000 earnest money per $100,000 that you pay. So I don't know if you want to put that kind of money at risk. So it's best to just go ahead and get pre-qualified. Another thing I would mention too about self-employed people is if you are indeed self-employed, and you haven't been reporting your income, you're going to find it very difficult to buy a home unless you're going to do owner financing, because you got to have your taxes done. I run across a lot of people who have cash, but you know, say they want to buy a $300,000 house, they want to put $150,000 down and half down, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to finance the rest. Well, you still got to do your taxes. You still have to do, you know, your P&L statements and all your other due diligence that you need in order to get the loan. So it doesn't really matter how much you're going to put down. It's a matter of you doing what you should have done so that you can, you know, establish your income level, and so you can buy a house. Another thing, too, as a self-employed person, it's important to have good credit just anyway in general, because if you do business loans or different things like that, you're going to have a certain level of credit. There are lenders out there that will loan on homes, that are give you a loan on homes for people who have credit scores that are below 700. There's going to be some different guidelines and overlays that each of the lenders are going to have on top of what the insurer of the loan is going to have. And the insurer for the loan sometimes is a PMI company, which is a private mortgage insurance company, and they insure the loan. They insure the lender against you defaulting on the loan. So they're going to have their guidelines. Your lenders are going to have their guidelines. So you just got to make sure you have everything together. If you have any questions about qualifying, I've got some good resources for you of people to talk to and meet, and you can talk about, you know, your personal situation and how you might be able to qualify for a home. Or if you're in a situation where you need to sell your home before you buy, you know, putting forth a plan that will help you do that, get your home sold, and get you some money at the same time so that you can buy the next house. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number where I can be reached is 404-786-0495. Again, that number is 404-786-0495, and it's Jackye Mumphrey, the Mableton Maven. You can visit my website at gotmableton.com. That's GOTMableton.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.